people? This is Nature Girl 30 here, and as you can hear, my voice is pretty much about gone. I just did a few videos, and not only that, I actually did a wrestling conversation with my homeboy Big D, somebody that I haven't talked to in a very long time. So as you can see, my voice is pretty much kind of strained out. So just bear with me here. But this is my mini Q&A number 41. I had no idea I would actually be doing 41 of these. Thanks guys so much for sending me these questions. So let's get started on this Q&A. My first set of questions actually comes from Mr. Kenneth Cook via Twitter. Which pay-per-view are you looking forward to? Bound for Glory or Hell in a Cell? I'm looking forward to both. Because so far, Bound for Glory is starting to become a little bit more interesting to me. They haven't really had their full card set yet, but I actually like the card that they actually have so far. As for Hell in a Cell, after watching this past Raw, I'm honestly like kind of hyped up. I'm really hyped up about a possible Big Show versus Triple H feud, and I'm hoping they actually do have a match in Hell in a Cell. I'm really hoping that they do, and it's something that I'm kind of sort of looking forward to watching. And straight up, I'm hoping that Triple H will actually pull through because this is the biggest challenge that Triple H has ever faced. If he actually does do a Hell in a Cell match with the Big Show, this is the biggest challenge that he's ever had since The Undertaker at WrestleMania 27. I would love to be able to see that match happen. So I'm looking forward to seeing both pay-per-views. Thanks so much for sending me that question. So let's move on to my Facebook question that I get from Cream Crazy. I love his name. I'm sorry I have to say it like that. Cream Crazy, you are the man. Seriously, thank you so much for sending me questions via Facebook. If you own a car, what kind of car do you drive? I have an '09 Chevrolet Cobalt, red Chevrolet Cobalt that I love so very much, and it's such an awesome car, such an awesome car, and I drive it whenever I can, usually on my day off. What are your thoughts on GTA 5? I don't know. It's like every other GTA, I suppose. Honestly, I haven't really had a chance to play it. Everyone keeps saying about how awesome it is. I'm just not really into GTA like I used to. I heard a lot about GTA 4, saying that GTA 4 had pretty much one of the best storylines ever. And I would love to be able to play it. The only problem is I'm just not into I'm not into realistic games. This is something you could possibly do in real life if you had, GTA 5, if you have money, and if you were that sadistic, then maybe you would pull that off. For GTA 4, it's more realistic and more humanistic to me. And I'm just not into games like that. I'm into like fantasy games or games that are in fantasy backgrounds, like Gears of War or Halo, like stuff like that. So it's just not me. But for those that like it, more power to you. Is there any wrestling move that's been performed in a wrestler that you actually think could legitimately hurt someone if done realistically? Honestly, there are two. Number one, the shooting star press. Number two, the DDT. Number three, the RKO. The list goes on and freaking on. And also, another move that I really do think that could possibly hurt someone, the LaBelle lock. Those are four. Four that I can think of so far that can really hurt somebody. What are your opinions on the Maguire twins? They weren't bad. I mean, they're pretty good wrestlers. I mean, one's a little bit better than the other, but they're not that bad. But I really wish that I was able to hear them on the mic more. I never really had a chance to actually watch that show. I can't remember the name of the show, but I know it was for the not British Invasion. But it's like I can't remember the name of the show. But honestly, seeing them wrestle, I was really impressed. I think that they were pretty good. It's just I never really had a chance to hear their mic work. But the way that they wrestled, there was just no flair to it. It was all technical. And I'm like, you gotta put a little bit of personality in there, to kind of give yourself a little bit of an edge. But it kind of didn't. And I'm not saying that they're completely boring, but I'm saying that they have potential. Do you believe that we'll ever see Ric Flair on WWE television again, especially after the 2K4 panel controversy? The 2K4 panel controversy is something I didn't know about, and hopefully they recorded that. But it's the freaking Nature Boy, man. The Nature Boy! He's going to show up regardless of whether or not controversy comes up, because he's a nature boy and he freaking can. And I'm straight up hyped up about that, because he will literally show up in the midst of controversy. He will get people talking. That is what he does. That is what he does best. But thanks so much for sending me those questions, man. If you guys actually do have questions to send me on Facebook, you can send it to me on my Wrestling Fan Nation page, and I'll definitely be able to get some notices on that. So if you have questions that you want to send to me via Facebook, send them to me on my Wrestling Fan Nation page. And let's get started with Final Limits 1 actually sent me like a whole slew of questions. So I'm actually trying to get to it, seriously. But this is his third set that he sends me, and I'm going to get started on that. What is the weirdest thing that Napoleon Guru has ever said to you, if you remember what it is? Honestly, everything that Napoleon Guru sends me is weird. And it's really hard to even put into words. How would you book Real Harold in the WWE if he was a heel or a face? And who would you let him feud with? I would book him as a heel, and I would probably have him against Kofi Kingston. If he was a face, he'll go against R-Truth, because R-Truth really needs to be a heel again. I saw your Twitter. I saw you on Twitter that you were following Largest85 on Twitter. Do you read his tweets? And if so, are there any tweets that stood out to you? And if you don't read his tweets, why follow him? Honestly, the last time I talked to Largest on Twitter was when I made a comment about Austin Aries looking like Jarrett from Mortal Kombat 4, because he actually mentioned that on the last Q&A that I did like a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, he kind of does look like Jarrett. He responded to that, and that's the only time that I ever talked to him. I never really had a chance to go to Twitter page, because I usually don't do that. I usually just send out a tweet, and if somebody responds that I know, I just respond back. And the reason why I follow him is because if you're following me, I do the same courtesy back and follow you. That's how I am. And he's a real cool guy to talk to be honest with you. So I would follow him anyway. Why on Twitter when someone unfollows you, they don't show who unfollowed you? I have no idea. That's something that you probably gotta send a letter or a message to Twitter about. Seriously, because I really don't know. I can't answer that for you. But let's move on from there to Real Harold. Why do black people get in so many prank videos, and why are they always starting fights? I can't even answer you there. Will Cena end Undertaker's streak at Mania? Good grief. Honestly, it's really tough to say. A lot of people do believe it's John Cena, and I was just talking about my homeboy D about that. I probably already said this on my last Q&A, but I can't remember, so I'm answering again. I really do feel that it would be a bad idea if John Cena actually was the one to end the streak, because they're trying to put him over as a face. If he takes out The Undertaker, he'll be the most hated guy in the WWE, and that's something I know they don't want. That would be stupid on their end. But thanks for those questions, man. That's absolutely awesome. Moving on from there to a new person, Miss Elena Nicole. Elena Nicole. I hope I got that right. My bad. Miss Elena Nicole. Okay, your questions for me is, who do you think is the most successful and the least successful member of the Shield in 1 year from now? Honestly, the most successful, in my opinion, is going to be Dean Ambrose. Straight up. Dean Ambrose has that psychotic personality that will definitely get him noticed, and he actually has the skills to prove it. So I really do feel that he's going to go beyond the U.S. title and actually go to the IC title maybe in about a year from now, maybe sooner than that. I hope sooner than that. The least successful, Seth Rollins. Like, in my opinion, it's Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns has the look. He may not have the voice yet, but Roman Reigns has the look, while Seth Rollins really doesn't. And honestly, I don't really see him going further than actually being a tag team champion by himself. That's just me. Early prediction. As of right now, which superstars, in your humble opinion, has the best potential of winning the 2014 Royal Rumble? Ooh. Oh, that is so soon to call right now. Honestly, I don't know. it's kind of difficult to say because there's not really a lot of WWE superstars that is getting a big push except for Daniel Bryan. So maybe more than likely it's going to probably be Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble because he's getting the most push right now. Unless John Cena comes back and that's going to completely kill that idea. But right now, I guess my prediction is going to possibly be Daniel Bryan for the win for the Royal Rumble. Another early prediction. Which younger superstar do you think will have the best potential to elevate himself into the main event spot next year? Oh boy. I don't want to say Bo Dallas. I don't, because Bo Dallas' whole Justin Bieber goody two shoes routine is just kind of mind-numbingly annoying. The only person that I could possibly see in the main event spot right now is Bray Wyatt. And the reason why I'm saying Bray Wyatt is because Bray Wyatt is the first true psychotic heel in the PG era right now. I love Kane, but Kane is more of a sadistic heel. But Kane has been really, really tamed in the past few months. So there's really not a lot. And Ryback was a somewhat of a psychotic face, but now he's a complete bully heel. So I have to say it's Bray Wyatt. The Wyatt family is way over with the crowd. And as I saw on this past Raw, he literally he literally had the crowd's respect when he was able to silence them when he was speaking to The Miz. That is a feat that I haven't seen a new guy do in so long. So I really do say Bray Wyatt. Like, I really do feel that Bray Wyatt is going to be maybe an IC champion moving on down the line. I really do see that happening. And I'm hoping maybe a World Heavyweight. I really do feel that if you put a World Heavyweight belt on Bray Wyatt, that it would definitely bring some kind of an edge back to the belt. That's how I personally feel about it. Do you think the WWE will ever hire actual female wrestlers instead of models? Paige is our last hope. Yes, I love Paige. Paige is definitely one of my favorite divas in NXT. And I really do hope that she has her debut soon. And honestly, Paige is a great wrestler, but Paige does have that look. She is very attractive. She's very attractive, but she can wrestle too. I'm not going to say that these model divas that they have out there, that they can't wrestle at all. They're rhythmless. I'm not going to say that. They do have potential, but the thing is that that's not what they were there for. But I don't know whether or not they're going to hire actual wrestlers. I will say this. If the actual wrestlers do have a look and also talent to back it up, and not just big and beefy like Chyna and unfortunately Tamina, as well as Beth Phoenix and Natalya. If they are beefy but they're feminine looking, then maybe they have a shot in the dark. Right now, I don't know. I'm hoping Paige will start to bring in a new trend of the anti-diva, because I really want anti-divas. Seriously, we really do need that. Random. Do you like The Walking Dead? No, I'm not really into The Walking Dead. I really haven't watched that show. I guess because of the whole zombie apocalypse shows, it kind of became overrated for me. So I just really wasn't interested in them. But thank you, girl, for sending me questions. Thank you. It is nice to actually see a female. Well, not really targeting or anything, but it's really nice to actually see another woman doing wrestling video. I'm gonna actually look you up and see if you actually do wrestling videos. It is nice. It's really refreshing to see another woman actually doing wrestling videos or liking wrestling as well. We need to bring more females out, people. Bring more females out. More wrestling females out. But my final set of questions actually is from King Romeo. Why do you not want your questions to be to go over 20 minutes? Because it's like a really pain in the butt to load. Like, that's my problem. If I actually go over 20 minutes, it takes forever to load this thing. So I'm really trying to make it short. And I'm more than likely, I'm probably over 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm at 15 right now. But yeah, that's my main reason why I'm really trying to make them short. Have you ever thought about dyeing your hair any color like pink or blue? No, I have not. What is the most offensive questions that you ever got? Did I look like the Lex Man? Seriously. It was like 3 or 4 questions that somebody sent me saying that I look like the Lex Man or Wanda Sykes because of my dreads. And they're not dreads, they're twists. I know they're bad looking right now because they're just overly curly, but they're twists, and I do not look like a dude. I'm good. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for sending me these questions, and unfortunately, I am way over my mark. But thanks, guys, so much for sending me these questions. If you have any more questions for me, please send them to me via YouTube or on Twitter at RKH30, hashtag Nature Girl Q&A, or on Facebook at my Wrestling Fan Nation website. Thank you guys so much. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.